What the heck is alignment? You hear people talk about it. What does it really mean? Well, when I talk about alignment, I truly believe that it's alignment with our joyous, heart centered purpose. And we've truly aligned our energy so that we're in the flow. Now, that does not mean that we get to bypass all the challenges that we need to learn. When I say challenges, I'm talking about lessons. What it does mean is that your spirit guides are helping you so that when you run into them, these things are not mountains to climb, but they're speed bumps to go over. So today in this episode, I'm going to be giving you steps to living an aligned, purpose-driven life. Stay tuned. Welcome to Spiritual and Ambitious. I'm your host, Whitney McNeil. I'm a certified medium and spiritual teacher, and I help spiritual and ambitious souls just like you live your life purpose through your career and attract abundance by connecting into your intuition and spirit guides. Let's get spiritual and ambitious. First off, I just want to welcome all the students that have said yes to Intuition Abundance Academy, and also to the students that have said yes to turning their life purpose into their business. This year for Intuition Abundance Academy, we have two different options. So if you're someone who is saying, yes, I want to hone my intuition, I want to understand what my spirit guides are saying, and I want to step into my life purpose, and I'm ready to attract more abundance, I'd love to see you inside. Now, if you're somebody that wants to truly live your life purpose through your business and you don't know how the heck to do it, and you'd like to have me for an extra year of full support and get 3 of my programs, then there's an option for you too. You can go to messengerspirit.com/enroll. So, all right. Steps to living an aligned, purpose-driven life. What does that look like? Well, we talked a little bit about that. Truly, alignment is that feeling that we're in flow, that opportunities are coming to us with ease. We're feeling that we think of something and it happens, like it's so much synchronicity. But really, an aligned life is when we feel like things are easier for us in general. And also we feel joyous and happy and that we are so abundant. Now, we go through places in our life where there are lessons to learn. It doesn't prevent us from experiencing the humanness of life, but it does help us to minimize this lesson and the impact of it. So for instance, we can feel like it's a speed bump versus an entire mountain that we need to climb. So how do we get there? What do we do here? So the first step to living a purpose-driven life is to choose your intuition first. So if you don't know how your intuition works, I highly encourage you to learn how to do it. And of course, I have lots of resources on that. But when we choose our intuition first over our ego, we start to see the validation and we start to thank our spirit guides and how our intuition was working for us. This can be small things. This can be huge. So a small thing, the other day, my husband was talking about how we need a contractor. And oh my goodness, it feels like everybody is wanting a contractor and we need to get some repairs done on the roof. Well, we have spent a long time finding somebody that we could actually get a hold of. And then when we did find somebody, we didn't hear back from them for a good while. So my husband was kind of getting irritated. So was I. And he woke up and said, you know what? I just feel like I don't need to reach out. I don't feel like I need to send an email today. What happened was the contractor sent him an email later that day. The same thing has happened with him with clients. Same for me too. If I feel like there's an issue or a resistance going on in my life, what I do is I'm going to take a moment to breathe. I'm going to follow my intuition, even though this thing is screaming at me right now, to like get it done. I'm just going to put it off to the side and ask my spirit guides to take care of it. And when I feel intuitively like, just don't deal with it today, deal with it tomorrow. What normally happens is the next day I'll walk in and it all has been worked out somehow. Now, yes, sometimes we have to go through the motions of things, to actually take the action that we're getting from our intuition. But what's great is when I have those moments and I'm talking to my guides and I know what's coming up, I know that it's all in alignment, that I don't have to force it. So one of the things that I definitely teach about is planning your day from your intuition and not from your ego. So if I have a million things on my task list, I can tune into my intuition and say, what are the things that I need to get done first? So today I had a bunch of stuff on my task list. And instead I said, I feel like I need to record a podcast today. I feel like I need to do some episodes. Who knows why, right? I don't know. Maybe I don't feel great the next day, which I don't want to think that that's the case, but who knows? I know that this is what I need to do. And so it's this alignment feeling. When you choose your intuition first, you're choosing an aligned, purpose-driven life. You are saying, hey, I'm going to not plan from the ego. I am going to say yes to opportunities coming through, which brings me to the second step. Say yes to those opportunities that support your vibration. So every living thing emits an energy field, and that field has a certain frequency. So each energetic frequency vibrates at a certain rate. As we grow and evolve in this lifetime, there are so many directions that we can take and lessons we can work on, all of which are related to our growth towards our true purpose. Our environment has a vibration, our friends have a vibration, our physical location has a vibration, our job has a vibration. And if we are choosing things that are not harmonious to our vibration, are we going to be in alignment? Heck no, we're not. It's going to be really important that you say yes to opportunities that support your vibration. And here's the deal. As you grow, you are not going to stay the same. At least I hope you don't. It'd be really rare if you stayed the same. I mean, at least your face is going to have some wrinkles, right? But vibrationally, you're not going to stay the same either. So choosing opportunities that support your new vibration can feel really challenging when it's pivoting or making a change in our routine. But the more that you say yes to new opportunities, the more your universal energy speaks out and says, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm wanting more abundance in my life. And I am truly moving and pivoting into alignment. I like to look at this as a boat, like a sailboat, right? You are on a path, but the wind takes you in a different way sometimes. So you can still get to your ultimate destination. It's just the path might not look the way that you thought it was going to look. So making a priority to change. This could mean changing the relationship you're in, changing the job that you're in, starting a business. This can mean the foods that you eat, the music you listen to, the TV that you watch, the friends that you have. I know that saying no to people can feel a little weird, but it's going to be important that you are saying yes to the things that light you up and no to the things that don't. When you do more of that, your spirit guides give you more opportunities that are fully supporting your path and support your vibration. And I'd like for you to just think about this as a plant being in soil. So you are the plant. What is in your soil? Is it nourishing, or are you making choices that deplete the soil and deplete the energy that helps you grow? I think that's a really easy way to talk about it. And understanding that analogy, you start to understand, yes, I need to make those changes. Whether it's cleaning your house, that can be really simple, or moving, changing jobs, starting a job. It's just your vibration. Now, how do you know if it's within your vibration or not? Stay tuned after this quick break. I'm going to tell you how to do that. As a professional psychic medium, I've done tens of thousands of readings, but I felt a call to move more fully into teaching intuition. But I still get so many requests about doing readings. So while I don't do readings anymore, I have brought in some very trusted colleagues who are now available for live 1-hour readings on Zoom. If you would like to book your psychic medium reading, go to messengerofspirit.com/appointments to see our available readers and schedule your Zoom reading today. So, how do you know if it's within your vibration or not? Well, when you've developed your intuition, you can certainly ask this question out loud and receive a yes or no through your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, or claircognizance. So, I say the seer, the owl, the empath, and the channeler. However, one of the biggest, easiest ways for you to understand it is, how does it feel? So when you're with somebody, does it feel scary? Does it feel heavy? Does your body want to go to sleep? Does your body feel like it's recharged? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel excited? How do you feel when you're in a place, a situation, or with a certain person? Depending on how you're feeling consistently with this place, situation, or certain person, that's going to indicate if it's in alignment with you or not. If you are frustrated and you are upset, or you feel like, well, I didn't feel any of those things, but I just always have to sleep. Well, that's an indication that your energy is being drained. So sometimes we take things for granted. We're like, well, but maybe this opportunity is there for me to grow. Yes. When you're saying yes to opportunities to grow, you're going to step out of your comfort zone that makes it feel a little scary. So I was confronted with investing in my business. And this investment was more so in a program. And this was more of like a mastermind program. And so this was a 5-figure investment. And I felt sick to my stomach. This was years ago. So I felt really sick to my stomach, but I really wanted this opportunity. And I had to ask myself some questions. Is this my ego wanting this opportunity? Or is this going to really help me intuitively? So I had to, even through that nauseous feeling of forking up that cash, I had to really go, is this right for me? And I could feel underneath all that fear, this, yes, like this can be really supportive. And I asked my spirit guides for a really clear sign. And the sign I got was in a dream. It was really an astral travel. But while I was there, I kept hearing over and over this wise advice. And they told me to wake up and write it down, wake up and write it down. Now, I am a woman that loves her sleep. So once I get up, if I'm like active, I'm not going back to sleep. I was like, I don't want to get up, put that in my notes app. But I did, and I'm going to read it right here from my notes app. And this is what they said. They said, today's version of you and the future version of you is only as powerful as your thoughts. And I was like, ooh, that's so good. So years ago, I still have that in my phone. And yes, I've upgraded my phone since then, but I keep it there because it's special to me. So I started to understand, oh, this means it's really okay. It's just up to me. I actually have to show up and I have to do the work. So understanding that I needed to show up and do the work was really, really important. And it was really, really key for me to doing it and understanding how this would benefit my vibration. Anyway, I said yes, even though I wasn't sure how I was going to pay for it. I, of course, paid for it. Everything worked out because I followed my intuition. Now, again, I always say, if there's something that's really going to stretch you and you're worried about how you can put food on the table, then not maybe the most comfortable position. But I really felt like it was a yes. And every time I follow my intuition, it works out. And I'm glad that I did. So how does it feel in your body? Most of the time, it's going to feel like a hell yeah. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel heavy if it's not good. Sometimes you get that nauseous feeling when you're stepping out of your comfort zone. That's why I wanted to give you that example. Another thing you can do is ask what right next steps you can take. So just ask, what right next steps can I take to become more aligned? And this is asking your spirit guides. You can also be asking this in general to your higher self. So this could be as simple as taking a course, working with a person, learning from a teacher, and learning something that really interests you and brings you joy. It could also be finding a new job that's a better fit for you. It could even be moving to a new area. So just ask, what's the right next step? It can be as simple as reach out to this person, like reach out to Sheila, reach out to Holly, whoever it is. It could just be this. And you're like, well, what am I supposed to say when I reach out? If spirit doesn't tell you, doesn't matter. Just reach out. There's a lot of different things that come up that way. Time and time again, I've asked, what can I do to become more aligned? And a lot of the answers that I get is talk to us consistently and relax. And I tell you, as a spiritual, ambitious person, and I know that you are because you're listening, it can be challenging for me to relax. Like, I want to do all the things. I don't want to sit there. I want to go, 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 do. I've got goals. But it's really important that we allow ourselves to relax. Because when we do, we are opening to receive abundance. And truly, when I sit on my butt or I go out on a walk or I'm finding joy, like the more joy that I can find in my life and I'm doing something that really lights me up, I make the most money. That's when people register for my course. That is when I see those emails come in and I'm not even thinking about business. So it's like, are you overwatering your plant? I talk about this inside of Intuition Abundance Academy. It's like, hey, are you being a helicopter manifester? Are you overwatering your plant, thinking about it all the time, thinking? So it's like you're the thing that you want, you're thinking. Well, if you are, it's going to die. If you don't water it and you completely neglect it, it's going to die. It has to be a mixture of both. So ask what right next steps you can take. And it may not be like you think. You might be sit on your butt and do nothing. It might be go ahead and look your trip up and book it. It might be go ahead and enroll in that course. Or it might be just wait a little while and come back to it in 3 days. Who knows? But it is the next step. Sometimes you get nothing. And if you get nothing and you're really wanting to make a decision, ask your spirit guides, hey, what does it look like if I do this? What does it look like if I do that? And you know that I'm going to say, once you get those next steps, you're going to take action on them, right? You're not going to just ignore it. Let's say that you go, do, and you keep hearing, you need to chill out. You need to stop. You need to make more space in your calendar. But you're resisting it because you don't want to tell your children no, or you don't want to tell other people that you can't work certain hours, or you just feel like, I can't. Like, I just feel awkward and uncomfortable saying no to people. Well, you got to get outside that comfort zone. When you get outside that comfort zone, you say yes to more abundant opportunities. It's going to feel uncomfortable when you make decisions and take the action, but it's coming from a place of intuition and logic versus coming from a place of fear and being out of alignment. So the more that you actually implement those messages, the more aligned you're going to be. So what I'd love for you to do is make a commitment to your intuition. This was the first step, but I'd love for you to make it the lasting step that you really take from this episode, making a commitment to truly developing your intuition, listening to your intuition, and then talking with your spirit guides. This is what I tell everybody that learns from me inside of Intuition Abundance Academy. Make 5 to 15 minutes each day a priority. Within that time frame, talk to your spirit guides, clear your mind, and receive your messages. And then ask the questions that you want to ask your guides. What does the energy look like if I do this or that? How do I feel? And then take the frickin' action, right? We can talk about it. We can say, I'll put it off until next year. And it's okay sometimes. Sometimes we're just using it as an excuse because we feel too freaking uncomfortable to actually do the thing. So if I leave you with anything, do the thing. All right, I will see you over in the next episode. And until then, here's to staying spiritual and ambitious. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. And if you loved it, would you please share it with a friend? I would also love your review and a reminder to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can find me at messengerofspirit.com, and you can take the 4 Intuitive Languages quiz and find show notes there too. If you want to connect on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, you can find me at Messenger of Spirit. If you want to continue the conversation, join my free Facebook group at messengerofspirit.com/group. I'll meet you right here next week. Here's to staying spiritual and ambitious.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM. Women's voices amplified.